Well, there she stood, the new 29, the latest fire truck off the line, had come to Bushdown Fire Brigade at last. She'd take the place of old 28, and old 28 would share the fate of other rusty relics of the past. 28 had battled countless fires, she must have blown 1,000 tires, and her shaky frame was in a sorry state. But racing over the blackened soil with motors spewing smoke and oil, she'd known her days of glory, old 28. When Captain Morgan threw that truck around the bends, it was only luck that kept his crew aboard the old bone shaker. There were warnings painted on the side: abandon hope, all ye who ride, and all aboard, prepare to meet thy maker. They said he treated the old girl rough, but the captain knew she could do her stuff. She'd give her all and never hesitate. Through flames and smoke they'd get it done, man and machine, the two as one, the captain and his faithful old 28. She'd been with the crew right from the start, with Harry and Tom and Jim and Bart, and she'd always been the captain's special pride. He'd show her off at every chance, leading his crew a merry dance with sundry extra duties on the side. He'd have them out there burning off or filling someone's water trough. They'd work like hell and never ask for quarter. They were kindly lads, as bush blokes are, but when they reckoned he'd gone too far, they'd open the tank and dunk him in the water. Now the great event had come. It seemed that every dad and mum plus kids and dogs had gathered in the streets. It was Bushdown's big red letter day. The new fire truck was on display. The crew had even turned out looking neat. All eyes were on the new 29 with all its up-to-date design, but the captain strolled across to old 28. He thought of all that they'd been through. He tightened up a screw or two, then patted her bonnet and said, "You'll do me, mate." 2 weeks later, the big one came, swallowing the hills in a wall of flame, the monster fire, the one they'd always dreaded. Fed by fierce hot winds, it raced across the ground at a fearsome pace, and nothing could stand where that great blaze was headed. The fire trucks came from miles away to join the gallant fight that day. They all were needed in that scorching hell. So when the new 29 went out to learn what fires are all about, they had to take 28 along as well. This time she almost breathed her last, broken down with a huge blaze fast approaching her, its fury undiminished. There wasn't time to tow her out. Despairingly, up went the shout, "We'll have to leave her, boys, old 28's finished." In danger of their lives they fled, and old 28 was left for dead. Defenseless and alone, she stood at bay. She seemed about to meet her end, but suddenly there came a friend, a change of wind that turned the fire away. The next day when the crew returned and found old 28 hadn't burned, great was the joy of Morgan and his men. He offered up his thanks in prayer, then dressed her wounds with loving care and took her home to fight another day. And when the last great siren's heard, and old 28 must heed the word to go to that big fire shed in the sky, she'll go with dignity and pride and wait there on the other side. Old friends don't ever really say goodbye. They'll meet again, those two old mates, when Morgan fronts the pearly gates. Again his lanky frame she'll proudly bear. And when the great call comes to quell the roaring, raging fires of hell, old 28 and the captain will be there.